right,
stuff?
so swing trading, I feel is more like you're young, you're in college, you're going to
swinger.
party.
Take that risk.
You're a
You're
swinger.
taking that risk,
Take that risk.
right? But
In those games.
But I was into it too. But now when I'm busy, I have to play golf. You know what I mean? I have to slow it down. So now I'm trying to think like long term. So we see the whole NFT craze, right? That's starting to get bigger. And how do you buy NFTs?
Ethereum. Right.
So what I did was I invested money in Ethereum once I started to hear about like the whole NFT stuff. And NFTs, it's big, but it's still not mainstream yet. So I think
it's gotten hit pretty hard. So in the last, I know I did a lot of research because I'm going to launch some NFTs out there, right? And I wanted to be careful. I didn't want to just put something out there and get people get buried in the end, because a lot of people lost a lot of money. Because in the last 6 weeks, the market's down like 90%.
Yeah.
So like, because the problem is there's no secondary market yet developing. So
Right.
I think we had this conversation last night that some things that are like sort of more attached to reality. Like, for example, like if it includes something else that's a tangible asset in the real world, would probably have a bit more long-term viability in the trading market. I think that NFTs are a natural evolution of like, everyone has got crypto, right?
Yeah.
And it lives in the virtual world. And I used to look at my son when he was like 14, and he's playing video games, and he had these fucking cards, like the whole Pokemon. I was like, you're never gonna get laid.
Today he might be.
No, now,
Yeah.
little did I know, but the thing, right? I thought he was like, oh God, come on, Carter, this is ridiculous, embarrassing. You're killing me, right? You'd be playing, and he's like, that because I need your card. I need to get another life, or I need to get a fucking virtual banana.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Why does he give a shit about a virtual? But the truth is, and this is what I didn't realize then, and it finally hit me about 6 months ago, is that anything that exists in the real world will be equally coveted in the virtual world if you're in the virtual. Once people start playing in that world, it's almost everything. There's no distinction, I think, in the human brain with dopamine and how we make decisions and what we value. So like you say, why would someone want a virtual NFT? You can't hang it on your wall, theoretically. What's the value? But to the person who has the virtual money, the Ethereum, as you said, sitting in the account, they want to make it real. Like, how do you make that real?
But we got CryptoPunks.
And
the artwork, right?
It's the first.
Huh?
It's the first on the blockchain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Like they had CryptoKitties was early on too, but I think that was on a different chain.
Which one did you buy?
I'm pretty sure.
Let's see.
Show them yours.
Let's
Let's see. You show me yours? Wait, will you show me yours?
It's so ugly.
And
That's the beauty of it.
I always say this too, like if you're trading in crypto and you're buying in, or even in it's such a volatile market, you really have to just either have the guts for the volatility or just invest and don't look away. And look away, but also do it with money that you're not going to need next month.
You have to be out. Yeah, it's got to be
disposable.
That's some ugly shit, man. Is this supposed to be batch though? No.
Yeah, that's the closest one I could get.
Yeah, and Bat showed me that. Another thing, Bat showed me that in.
And there we go.
There you go, CryptoPunk.
And how much did you pay for this thing?
Like 50,000.
What? Nothing needs to be said about that. Right? There's no words. No words are required. No words are required. Man. And how much did you pay for this?
75.
And people.
I got a bid on mine for $40,000 more than when I bought it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Now?
Yeah.
Those things are moving.
Wow.
One of them
These are
sold for how
legit.
many million?
They're scared. 9 million.
So one of them sold for 9 million.
Around 7 to 9. I'm bad with memory, but.
So what I'm hearing now from a lot, I have a lunch after this with someone that I think you know the guy. His name's Paolo. Do you know him?
Yeah, Paolo. Yeah.
I have lunch with him after this, right? And he was advising me on the whole NFT thing, and he's really, really bearish on the NFT stuff.
Yeah, and he's been trading since your time.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, very smart guy. His opinion is that what's happening, here's what I think the problem is. It goes back to when we used to take companies public, and the way it's done now is that when you're pricing something out, that's going to start trading. So an NFT is really something is going to keep trading after it's sold. So you have it, you can sell it. The expectation is, right, yeah, like you buy it, you're going to sell it at a higher price. What happens though is we were figuring out, like, okay, we took Steve Madden's shoes public. What do you price that at? What's it worth? Well, you come up with a decision, say, okay, I think it's worth, $4 a share because people will pay $5. If you think people will pay more, you price it below that so it will go up after it starts to trade. I think what's happening right now is there's a flaw in the way NFTs are being launched. And what happens is they're being allowed to get bid up too high before it starts to trade. So they get artificially bid up before, in other words, it's like the person selling it has this one big hit rather than it's starting off at a lower level, and then the guy makes money with it. So every time it's sold at it should be that if it's sold at a lower price, the creator gets nothing. If it's sold at a higher price, the creator gets a 10 or 15, 20% cut.
We made the best investment because CryptoPunks, when they launched, they were given away for free. And from there, people bought them, and they were slowly building over time and being traded amongst people just because it was like a proof of concept.
There you go. And that's how you actually build a market. So if it starts off lower, because I think it's a mistake for someone that comes in there like, I don't want to name names, but like Paris Hilton. She sold something at $1 million, and it collapsed to $10,000 the next day. Right? So that's like... And that,
it went to 10,000?
That's what I heard. I mean, again, that's what I heard from Paolo, by the way. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't sell because you couldn't sell for $10,000 today. The day after, right? So the
hype.
Yeah. So the idea is that's not her fault, by the way. It's not her fault. She just did something. No, it's not her fault. But I'm saying, but it's. I think it's a flaw in the development of the market because what it does is going to give the market a bad taste. People will shy away from that. So it will be much better if, like with the CryptoPunks, where they allowed it to start off at a low price, let people naturally trade it up.
Or that physical component to it as well, or actual utility, like we were discussing at dinner.
What do you feel about BitClout?
So I'm on BitClout.
Okay.
I got on BitClout very early because a friend of mine, my coin was there, right? So now you claim I'm sure you got a coin and you got a coin, right? You got a coin, right? Yeah. And at first I was a bit put off. Like, wait a second. I'm like I didn't ask them to create a coin. And I looked and saw all the people I knew. I saw you there. Like, that's kind of weird, right? But the thing is that the community itself, it's like another one of these ultra passionate communities. The belief is that from their perspective, and I would say I'm somewhat part of it, it's like internet 2.0 they call it, or social media 2.0 or 3.0, in the sense that it's unfair right now. The way things are happening is that you go on a Facebook, you go on a Twitter, you go on an Insta, they make all the money, you make a tiny little bit, right? And they own everything versus that, people should get paid for, like, it's honestly what you guys were asking for at Vine in some level, right? You're saying, wait a second, we don't own the platform, but we kind of do because if we're the ones that are creating for the platform. What's the platform without the creators, right? So I think the concept of BitClout is really smart. And the idea is that on some level, it's okay, you're trading the clout theoretically of so and so. If I believe you're going to become more popular and have a bigger following over the years, then theoretically your coin should go up, vice versa, right? It started off though with much more of an arithmetic thing where people like driving up coin, like people are just saying, I want my coin to go up. So some wealthy, smart people are not manipulative, but they're just doing things to purposely drive up the value of their coin.
Right.
So you would see that people that are not even 1/billionth as famous as either of you would have a coin that's 50 times more valuable than yours. So that's a problem because then you look at it and say, wait a second.
It's not right.
It's not real. It's like, so what's the point of a coin where someone who no one knows, they couldn't walk, they couldn't meet anyone that would know who they were versus you guys can't go out. How could their coin be higher than yours?
Well, I guess it's like similar to when you're picking what coins you're investing in and everything too. It's like that's the job of the people that are investing on the platform to do the research of somebody's clout, I guess.
So what they're doing on BitClout though is it's like sort of, I'll tell you what, I'll show you, you buy mine, I'll buy yours, or I'll give you 4 of these for 2 of those, and I'll give you, also some people will try to tie in, like if the first 5 people, I'll do a special call for you, so they're giving value like that. I think what it does though is it kind of skews the value, so when you look on it, people are a bit just like, wait a second, I don't understand, so okay, Elon's at 63,000. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Even though he's not on the platform yet, his coin's the most valued.
Which terrifies me.
Right.
Because where's the consent?
Right?
You know?
That's the part that I didn't like. So I'm saying, wait a second, he's not on. There's a few people like, but Elon stands out at 63,000, right?
Yep.
But then the other part is like the asymmetric value. People like they don't deserve to be at the level that they're at. They don't deserve to be at the level they're at because people who are far more popular are not there.
Right.
That said, though, there's something really cool about it that it's supposed to be decentralized, but it's not decentralized. It's a centralized platform. I think they're trying to decentralize it now and let people develop other nodes.
I feel like nothing's fully decentralized. I think there's like, it's not like black and white. I feel like there's like shades of being decentralized, like because you can have, centralized, that's like,
Banking
you have
system.
or like a company too. Like you have a CEO, like that heads everything, like the board members, like it's very concentrated at the top that dictates what's going on with the entire company. And same thing with like Binance. When I use that platform, people don't like it because it's not fully decentralized, so they don't want to use it as much.
Right.
And
Well, it could get hacked, or they could just take your crypto and go bankrupt theoretically, which happens a lot. Just happened in was it Malaysia or Thailand, right? Where they just literally one of the places the guys are on the run now. Turkey. Yeah, where one of the exchanges went bankrupt. They outlawed crypto, and the guys on the run. Everyone lost their money. It happens.
Geez, yeah. But this is like not even with like the inside of the company, it's with the validators. So like there's the people on the back end that validate the transactions. And so there's like concentration within like the mining. So it's like, all right, if that's too concentrated.
Sure.
So like with Binance, they have like, I don't know, like numbers, just say like 21,000 validators.
Got it.
And then,
Nodes
like,
that are right checking. Yeah.
And then with like Ethereum, they have 100x that. So people are willing to pay the higher fees because it's more decentralized.
Got it.
So there's like all these different degrees of centralization and decentralization.
Sure.
So I guess it just goes to what you're scared of and what you believe in and how much you want it.
I'm a big believer in decentralization, you know, and I think like when I look at it a bit more like the way by definition, it's like centralization is like the banking system, right? Where essentially the trusted party is the bank, is the central institution. Yep. So like, you know, the reason that you have a credit card, but it's the bank or the credit that says, okay, yes, she's good for the money, and makes both. So it's that bank that says, yes, it's all good, versus the blockchain, right, which lives in the ether, where there is no need for a trusted institution. It creates this sort of peer-to-peer, theoretically almost everything is peer-to-peer, managed globally by computers, right? And I think the problem we see with crypto right now is this struggle. It's almost a clash of two worlds. You have centralized institutions, and then you have a decentralized architecture, right? So when you put those two together, there's inefficiencies develop. That's what we're seeing right now. I think it's a phenomenal time for crypto. I'll tell you why, because I think that it's so early in the game, and these inefficiencies, there's going to be huge money made in resolving these inefficiencies and also identifying where these inefficiencies are and trading and buying coins. You say you like the utility of something, that's kind of what you were talking about though. You point to like, number one, there's a problem with power consumption. And you said this one doesn't have that. So, you know, you're already starting to think like that where, you know, what's really, you're actually looking in a more educated way than just like I said, Doge is an emotional, like, you're just like, how many people are going to buy it versus sell it? That Doge is a pure, it's like, who's the most popular girl in school this year, right? And as soon as that girl loses her virginity, she's she's gone, right? But but on the other stuff, there's more. Is that a good analogy? I think it's a good one, right?
Is that cancel culture?
I'm pretty much, I'm kind of uncancelable though, you know? They can't cancel me, you know? I will not,
He's not fucking leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving. What am I? I'm not fucking leaving. Fucking leaving, right?